A lot of noise and welcome to the stage, Nemia!
In the 1980s, neon lights and darkened doorways inviting you to climb your very own stairway to heaven. Fashionable people clutching the grey brick and the Filofax, shouting "Taxi!" above the hip-hop sound coming from the streets. For me, it was an ordinary day in my ordinary life, and I saw her. An otherworldly vision in a gold dress. I watched in awe as this butch queen made her way along Brewer Street, puffing away on the biggest cigar I have ever seen. People stood and stared, some laughed. "You can laugh now, but one day we'll be in charge," she shouted. She was fierce and confident, and I knew more than anything I wanted to be her, just like her. January 1971, the day I was born, Apollo 14 launches into space. George Harrison is #1 in the charts, and Carry On Henry is filling cinemas across the country. Richard Milhouse Nixon is President of the United States. And toy manufacturer Mattel Inc. unveils its latest creation, Malibu Barbie. For me, the 1970s were dark times, and I took comfort from one thing: television. Yeah, baby, 1970s TV was the best, wasn't it? Yeah, of course it was. Kojak, Space 1999, Charlie's Angels, and Benny Hill. Yeah. In 1982, the family moved to Kent. The boom time of the Medway towns was soon over. Maggie closed the dockyard, jobs vanished, companies folded. School was horrid. I was picked on and bullied. The weird kid that loved science more than sports. Science is about discovery and learning. The thought of kicking a ball from one end of a green field to the other end of a green field was just so boring. Needless to say, I was last to be picked for the team. I know. My teenage years were influenced by those great Hollywood films. Marilyn wearing that pink dress, Elizabeth Taylor ruling over Egypt, Sid Charisse wrapping her legs around Gene Kelly, and nobody wore a fur coat like Joan Collins. Sorry, I just lost my place. Sorry, darlings. Yeah. So sorry. But you know, I am drawn to people marginalised by society. The homeless, HIV, drug addicts, those struggling to get through the day. I watched a young man rip open 6 packets of sugar and empty them into a cup of coffee. 6 sugars. Oh, baby, you've got a problem. The honeymoon junkie needs that extra sugar in their blood. It gives a better fix. The street name, Honeymoon Junkie, belongs to those changing from being a casual user into that of a full-on heroin addict. Experience teaches you about life on the streets. They can be cold and unforgiving. My first time in drag. points, hang on. Woo. 2019, the Malden Mud Race. Anybody? Dressed as Frankenfurter, wearing ridiculous heels, I crawled to the finish line. Drag shows and brunches were next on my list. I made notes on everything. The costumes, the heels, the music, anything that would help me move forwards. Being an indoor queen was never going to be enough. I could not sit in front of the television watching Gardener's World, wearing a Karen Millen dress and 7-inch heels. There had to be more. I've been a blood donor since I was 17 years old, but I was recently diagnosed with having severe anemia. My body has stopped producing enough red and white blood cells to remain healthy. Hospitals across the country need my rare blood group, and after 89 donations, this body is now letting me and people that need surgery down. So this condition made me look for new ways to connect with people and to help people, and it clicked. Use my drag, not only as expressive art, but as a way to connect with people. Drag doesn't need to be on the stage. It doesn't need to be exclusive to the club. Drag can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. So, drag is transformation. It's art. It can be therapy. And for me, darlings, it was this story. My name's Nemia, and this is my drag.